getting ready for work, or you already at work, ain't you? Yeah, you're already at work. Having a rough time waking up this morning. I just now got me a cup of coffee. Went ahead and topped my tanks off. Got some coffee. Sucks to be that guy. Oh, you're halfway done with work. Wow. I'm just getting started. I've been working for 2 hours now. Still got a long way to go. I really just want to go back to bed, but I can't. I'll make it. I do this. This is what I do for a living, you know. I can make anything happen. Gotta keep my own keeping on. Not sleeping enough last night. Never do. There ain't nothing to do. I recommend everybody putting their phones and everything, be in bed, trying to sleep 10 hours before you gotta wake up. And hopefully, you know, you'll fall asleep around the 9-hour mark. You'll sleep for 9 hours. You know, it's terrible. It catches up to you. If you go home, I think you get less sleep than you do in the truck. But I don't know, for me, I don't sleep good at all, no matter where I'm at. I slept pretty good at the house the other day. I think it was Saturday. Might have been Friday. Sleep where you don't wake up at all and wake up after the sun rose. You gotta go home every night. Is it just you at home, or you got kids, or if you got kids it's a lot more different? Just you, I wouldn't think it'd be too bad unless you have like an hour and a half drive to the house or something. I do know you sometimes wish it could be a little bit better. 30 minutes combined, that'd be nice. truck. If I go home, I just have to work more. Thinking I'll be able to relax. Doesn't happen. I'd probably just now be getting to the truck to leave. I would have lost out on probably 2 or 3 hours more of sleep. Alright, yes, man, yeah, get some coffee with me then. Another day, another dollar. We are going to Orlando, Florida. We're going to Orlando, Florida. We still in Tennessee right now though. I left at 3 o'clock this morning, East Coast time. Come on, trucks, do something. I'm just gonna ride that right lane, forget about it. Forget about it. Coffee secured. Congratulations, Finn. Really nice. Orlando, Florida. Yes, sir. Be warm. I have to pop my hood so I can go in there and hit that lever so I can turn my AC back on. I'm having problems with my those little things down there under the hood. I have to show you when it gets warm. I'll stop down. I'm gonna try to make it to Tipton, Georgia. I'll get this truck washed. It's got salt all over it. You're at your oil change, you gonna get your oil change today? You gonna do it yourself or you gonna take it somewhere? What's it cost to take it somewhere in Texas? Probably about the same it does in Tennessee. I remember oil change used to cost 40 bucks 6 years ago. 40 bucks. Now it's anywhere between $70 and $100 depending on where you go. Not 6 years ago, I think. Well, 2019. So, yeah, that was 6 years ago. So 6, 7 years ago, 40 bucks for an oil change. Now it's 100 bucks. That's it. That changed really fast. 40 bucks for an oil change. Changed so fast, man. $40 to 100 bucks, man. That's crazy. In like 6.5 years. Not where I'm at, or at least over here it's not like that. They'll advertise, you know, you'll pass these auto body shops and like, you know, for example, like $60 oil change, and you go there and pay $60. No matter what car you got. They can't advertise $60 oil change and then charge you $120 if you can sue them for false advertisement. Like there's a shop. I think where I go, if I don't do it myself, which most of the time I don't, I don't have time. It's like $70, $80, something like that. But then there's another auto Valvoline, and they charge $100 to change your oil. I'm like, are you kidding? $100? Change the oil filter, drain the oil, put new oil in it? Like, come on, $100. Paying $31 for an oil change at Walmart? I'm glad you said that. I'm going to have to look into that. Off my Walmart does stuff like that. I know they sell tires. Probably they should. Tires for your truck, but they do the oil change. Unbelievable. Yeah, they don't carry, Walmart don't carry all the tires that you need. I think they carry the basics. They don't carry the like really good brand of tires. Car you do your first oil change, always do. You always do the transmission fluid as well. Yeah, these newer vehicles you got to service the transmission fluid annually. It's amazing. I just had mine serviced not that long ago, but last month or something. Big old tires. That's usually what I buy, the all-terrain. I need to buy at least two new tires right now. Go to the tire new tires for the car the old lady drives is a little over $500 just for 2 tires. What size are they there? I think what size they are right now. I think they're 18s or 19s, something like that. I think they're 18. That was probably, was that for all 4 of them? So I paid a little over $1,000 for all 4 tires. They only lasted a year and a half, and I had to replace them. I thought, what? And they were Michelin's. Man, something wrong there. I already replaced 2 of them. I still need to, I kept the 2 best ones and put them on the back of the car. So I need to replace those coming up soon. That's good. These 2 new ones I got, they're doing pretty well, so I'm satisfied with them so far. I think I got them back in June or July, I think. Maybe. Tires, gotta have good tires. Don't want to have ball tires out in the rain, you ain't gonna make it. Right, you don't need Michelin, just commute. Yeah, that's what I use that Cobalt for. It's just, you know, short little runs. But the other car, you know, we travel in it, so I always put good tires on it. Plus, it's the old lady, you know, it's the old lady's car. The kids are always in it, so I try to keep it top notch. Calling me a text. All right, buddy. back down the way they were 2018, 2019, 2017. Seems like people forgot about that. When 2020 happened and everything just skyrocketed. Like everyone forgot about that. You don't hear anybody talk about that. Like, well, hell, 2018, 2019 prices were affordable. And 2020 happened and it all went through the roof. And you got both administrations, the Biden administration and the Trump administration, both said that there is no inflation. Trump just said recently, like yesterday, that there is, they rephrased it, said that there is no to little inflation. Full baloney, just straight baloney. When my oil change used to cost $40, now it's $100. 2 tires, brand new Michelin tires, used to cost like $140. Now they're $500. Wages haven't increased enough to make anything affordable, and people think, well, just raise the minimum wage. But if you raise the minimum wage to $35 an hour, everything goes up in price and it makes no difference. Milk did be, if everyone in America made $35 an hour, milk would be $16 a gallon. A brand new tire would be $600 a tire. Loaf of bread, instead of $2 a loaf, it'd be $12 a loaf. And people think, oh, everybody makes $35 an hour now, it's so much better. No, it's not. It makes no difference. It just increases the prices of everything. You will never, I just don't understand people's mentality. Thinking, oh, if the whole country made this, it'd be affordable. Because right now, such and such is this price. And we'd all live good. Well, no, that's not it. These corporations are, oh, everybody's making $35 an hour now. This candy bar is now going to be $11. That's what happens. They're already $4 a candy bar. Used to be 75 cents. $25.25.17s. See, people go to Toyota because it's affordable, and they last forever. That's what I've been considering as stop buying American-made vehicles and buying Japanese-made vehicles. But if they're going to do some silly stuff like that, then there's no sense in it. They're all in cahoots with each other, all of them. Monopolies are supposed to be illegal, but it still goes on. Like they say that, was it Carl Schwab? had said years ago that you know, for Agenda 2030, by, you know, come 2030, you will own nothing and you will be happy. They mean what the fuck they say. It just gets me all tore up, man. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Make everything to where you rent it. Oh, you want this car? Okay, well, you'll rent it. You'll just, everybody, it might be affordable. They might make it affordable. Like, here's a car, you can't buy it, but you can rent it for a month, for $200 a month, for the rest of your life. Never know. Pants, you gotta rent it. You'll always pay something, you'll never own it. Want to buy a house? Well, too bad, you gotta rent it. If they make everybody rent everything, then that takes away, you know, your success of you ever being successful in business, because everything's rented. You know, it's like you can't manufacture nothing. You still have complete total control of manufacturing, distribution, and everything. To see what 2030 actually brings when it gets here. Everybody knows Carl Schwab been saying 2030 you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. So I'm excited to see if that comes to fruition. But people will just fall in line like they always do and be like, yeah, that's a great idea, let's do that. I decided I don't want to buy and own a house no more. I'll rent for the rest of my days. And I don't want to own that car, let's rent it for the rest of my days. People just, it's amazing how people just follow. It is amazing, no matter what. Don't follow such and such person into a volcano. It's freaking amazing how easily people can be manipulated to be followers. It freaking amazes me. The psychology behind that just, it fascinates me. Yeah, I mean, in order to be like really super rich, you have to forget about morals. This is what happens with people, I think, with a lot of people that really get super rich, you know, hundreds of millions into the billions. It turns them sick. You know, they have to, like, for people like us, that's just normal, average folks, they're just making a living, doing what we can for our families. You don't see the sickness that they do. We don't see it. In order for them to cut so many throats where they just earned another $500 million overnight. They do those sacrifices, you know, like what's that, Bohemian Grove out in California? It's a wicked, sick people, dude. There's some people, I mean, I know a few wealthy people, and they, from everything that I know, they're genuine, good people. I mean, I wouldn't say they're like super rich, like billionaires, or got $800 million, you know, but they got millions of dollars. But, you know, go to church every Sunday. Have a good heart. They do right. There's this one guy I know. He's got his pilot license. He's a multi-millionaire. Goes to church every Sunday and flies his plane all the time. And he goes, sees his old friends from back in the day, and they go hiking and shit. He's a good dude, good genuine dude. I'm not sure how many millions he's got, but I know he's got multi-millions. Certain cases, I don't think that your morals go away with, you know, certain individuals. Now, if you want to talk about these corporations like the CEO of Chase Bank, Carl Schwab, and all that stuff, man, yeah, absolutely, you'd be absolutely correct. What's that one dude, George Soros? Sick dude, man. He's a Nazi. He's a former Nazi. People praise him. But just because he was a former Nazi, though, don't mean that he actually done bad things, though, you know. I really don't know what the dude done, but I do know he was a former Nazi. But the way he is in his old age, I'm sure he was a... That's who you're commenting about right there, George Soros. Right? Has no morals, billionaire. Yeah, George Soros. Yeah. He says like the most unmoral things, like he has no soul, although he does, but it's like he doesn't care, you know. He funds things that cause problems over here. That's what he does. More or less, you got the, over here in America, what's basically going on is a spiritual psychological warfare. You got good and you got bad, and they're all trying to conquer over the other. That's really what's going on. And both claim to be good. But actions and what you say, like, well, not really what you say, I would think, but what you do, your actions definitely prove what type of character you are. And they do these things, man, and like, have no care in the world. What they do. Okay, you take Google and be like, oh, I know, look what he's exposing, trying to expose. Then you'll have somebody jump in the chat and it's like, oh, it's just a conspiracy. Like, no, it's not. No, it ain't. If you can imagine, if a human can do it, they've done it, and it's currently going on. Whatever you can think of, it's happening right now. Everybody means well. He's Jewish. Allegedly, but he was a Nazi. He's Jewish, you know. Don't matter what your ethnicity is. Do your research about George Soros. You'll see the evil shit that he does. And people praise it. But whatever you, that's what I tell people. It don't matter what you do or what you don't do. It doesn't matter what. There will be people that love you for it, and there'll be people that hate you for it. It really does not matter what you do. You got people out there like, oh, Hitler was a terrible person. But, you know, like, you can't be a hypocrite. Like, yeah, okay, well, yeah, he probably was in charge of doing very bad things. But, I mean, he done a lot of shit very intelligently. He damn near conquered all of Europe. I mean, he was a smart dude, but you can't deny that. But you got people that think he's just terrible. You got people that praise him. It's amazing. That's what I'm saying. It don't matter what you do. People's gonna love you and people gonna hate you. Like, you know, like these serial killers, you know, people hate them and despise them, and then there's people that praise them and send them awesome letters saying that you're my hero. That's wild shit, dude. Like, that's how you know if you're somebody that just congratulates Jeffrey Dahmer back in his day when he done all that stuff. That should tell yourself that, you know, you're probably a sick person. Like, oh, I like Jeffrey Dahmer, I like what he done, then most likely you're a sick person. And there's people out there that do that. All that, the funny, career victim. Yeah, it's funny that, yeah, a lot of people play victim. Don't be a victim. Don't allow yourself to be a victim. Like, hey, you know, I ain't a victim. Not by any human being. I'm a victim of the times. Never wanted to be here in this freaking godforsaken place. This place is terrible. There's good about it. There's good in it. You have a good time. Meet genuine people, good people. Then you got to deal with the evil shit that goes on. Like Muslims. I wouldn't say all Muslims, you know. You gotta, when you're on the internet, you gotta be specific, because people don't use their head critically, and that's why there's warning labels on something that feels hot and they just chug it down. That's why there's warning labels, because people don't think critically. It's like, let me chug this down. Oh, that burnt. Oh, motherfucker, you feel it was hot? Why the hell did you put it in your mouth? Throwing out the H word on the platform, the H word. The mustache man, the H word. I'm trying to piece that together. My brain ain't fully functioning right now, so mustache man, H word. Is it in the American government? Is that what you're referring to? Just give me a hint. H. Mustache man. Oh man, too early to be really picking my brain right now. Okay, I have to say the funny mustache man. The funny mustache man. I can't figure it out, Sven. I'm sorry, man. I know you're not trying to pick my brain. You're trying to get me to. You're thinking that I know what you're talking about, or I should know, and I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. But you know, once I do figure it out, I'll be like, oh, well, how the hell didn't I figure it out sooner? You know. YouTube has a problem with it. Well, it's educational. It's educational. It's a thing of the past. I mean, he's long gone. He doesn't exist on this planet no more. At least, you know, I mean, maybe his remains do, but that's about it. Oh, the funny mustache man. Oh, and the H word. Okay, see what I mean? Yeah, I should have known that. It's funny though, you can watch documentaries of that era and you hear his name said all the time. I don't get it. But if I say it, it's bad. But if a documentary channel that has, 8 million people subscribe, it's okay for that channel to say it. Or songs. Songs say a lot of things in them, man, and it's okay for the song to say this sentence or say that and talk about unaliving people, but if you do it on a regular YouTube channel, it's forbidden. But a song can do it? You can Google, explain to me. How does that make any sense? Hey Mike, good morning. That makes no sense to me. I can't say a lot of things, but like I can go play a song on YouTube by Tupac Shakur and hit them up, and that's okay, but I can't say that stuff. I don't get it. Or go listen to Cardi B or Nicki Minaj or whatever who sung that song WAP. Like, that is so degrading. I would never allow my children to listen to that song or any degrading, self-degrading song. But like, for years I always told people, it's like, if I was famous, or right now, if I wore a necklace and put a CD on it, and that was my style, everybody'd laugh at me. Like, Gunner, what are you doing wearing a necklace with a CD, blank CD on it? Well, that's my mark, but if I got rich and famous, and I wore that same necklace with that blank CD on it, everybody'd be doing it. Not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. But until you get rich and famous, they'll laugh at you. Yeah, I have to say unaliving. I can't, they won't allow me to say other things, but they allow it in the music and, certain videos. Like the Sean Ryan podcast, where they talk about all kinds of things in podcasts, but I can't say it. It makes no sense. It just makes no sense. How in a song can you talk about unaliving people, unaliving everybody, their kids, their mama and everything, but you can't do it on like my channel, but a song from the 90s can? I don't understand. Now, if you want to understand what I'm saying here, like just go Google that song. I mean, you might not like rap music, but it's a rap song from back in the 90s, like 1995, by Tupac Shakur. Hit them up and listen to what he says that they say in that song. But they can do it on that channel, on that song, but I can't do it on this channel. I can't say those things that they say in that song. But I don't get it. I don't understand. Yeah, NWA, yeah. Maybe certain songs, yeah. Maybe. I'm actually actively doing things like trying to introduce my kids into Christianity and trying to get them on the right path. And you know, like, but I mean, there's something that happened in their life, like it does to every single one of us. I just hope I can be there, you know, do my best to guide them, and hopefully, hope to God they listen. Boo, you got me. Doggone it, poor Jack. I was in town one day, and I was at the local Walmart, and I saw, I mean, I ain't got a problem with good cops at all. Cops that really do their jobs to perfectly, you know, as perfect as they can, not violate your rights and stuff like that. But anyway, I saw them out there messing with somebody. I don't know what that person had done. They may have been in the wrong, they may have been in the right, I don't know. And so I was going to record them, and then I was like, you know what, I'm kind of in a hurry. So I started to record them, and I was like, well, I'm kind of in a hurry. And I stopped, and I went to the store, did my thing, got what I needed, and I walked back out, and they were still there. So what I done was I decided I was going to get in the car. I hooked up my phone, my Bluetooth from my phone to my car, and I found that song. I think it's called F the Police, and I started playing it, and I intentionally went out of my way to go that way where they was at, and I rolled my windows down, and I cranked that music all the way up, man. And this was back in the summer, like July or something. And I was like, man, when are they going to say it? Because it was playing that beat for a minute. And I was like, come on. So I was going real slow. I went right between all of them. And I was like, man, when is the song supposed to say it? And right when I got right in the middle of them, I don't know who it was, and you heard this loud voice go, fuck the police! And I was just looking at them. They all turned and looked at me, and I'm looking at them. Cause in that town, they're notorious for being corrupted. And I was hoping they'd do something, but I guess they were smart and realized that we can't do nothing to him. I had another video camera so I could record it and show y'all. Over here you got rights, but I don't want to talk about rights and the police on my channel because people, it like upsets people for some reason. You know, that's what your rights are for, is corrupt authority, corrupt government. And people don't like to hear it for some reason.
set police. I've always been crazy, the trouble that's put me through. Been busted for things that I didn't do. I can't say I'm proud of all the things that I've done, but I can say I never intentionally hurt anyone. Basically, and G5 that reaches far south and is very intense, that can disrupt the power grid. And I think it's supposed to happen tomorrow morning, and you should be able to see it as far south as Georgia and Texas. So the severity was ranked as G4, which is pretty high. So, either this morning or tomorrow morning, get up right before sunrise, right with the sunrise, you should be able to see the aurora lights. Although it could create a power surge and unfortunately possibly burn your house down, but be prepared. You used to play Slayer real loud through the speakers of your truck. Through small little villages. During daytime hours, so that I can't get busted for noise violations. Yeah, over here they call that DTP, disturbing the peace. And after it'll vary from state to state, but I believe in my state it's after 9 or 10 p.m. If you play loud music after like 9 or 10 p.m., I can't remember specifically the law of what time it is, you can be violated, have a violation citation for disturbing the peace. Sometimes I do it anyway. I am guilty of it. When I do see a cop, I'll turn it down, because that gives them a legit reason to stop. Oh, I still do stuff like that, Sven. I mean, really, if you're following the law, you're really not being a butthole. Basically, you're just exercising what's legal, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Like, hey, it's 3 p.m. I can crank my music through this small village, and it's not illegal. You know, you're exercising what's legal, basically. You got the right to do that, and you can't be cited for it. Live some, you know. You gotta grow up a little bit, but I don't see a problem with still, you know, doing things that you did when you were younger. As long as you're not hurting nobody. I wouldn't say necessarily bothering nobody, but as long as you ain't hurting nobody, ain't nothing wrong with it. I'll be 70-year-old riding down the road and I'll crank my music, you know. I can't hear it. I can tell a little difference in myself from how I was, you know, just 10 years ago. And I pay attention to that because it's kind of odd. It's funny. Thing about having kids when you get older, because like if you're doing something kind of childish, it's acceptable because it's people that see it and they're like, oh well, he's got a kid. But if you do it and you're just by yourself, they think you're a weirdo. Which rightfully so, you know. Why would you do something like that? Why are you out in the yard playing with dump trucks, you know? Look at this grown man out in his yard moving sand with dump trucks. I don't think he's all there, that's what they say. But if you got a kid and you're out there doing it, they're like, oh, look at him, he's a good dad. Big lesson you have learned is just because you can doesn't always mean you should. That is so true. That is absolutely true. Yep, I learned that many years ago. That's one thing I never have forgot is that right there, what you just said. I don't have to remind myself of it as much as I used to do. Which, I mean, that's a good thing, I suppose. But I don't have to remind myself every day because I can. Don't mean I should. they say, well, hey man, you've been living there for 5 years and I ain't never seen a woman with you. So I don't buy what you're saying, son. I think the perfect answer now is be like, you know, you're making YouTube videos for children. But I think that'd be weird. You want a kid to do that. I got one kid, he's an Asian. I can't remember his name. My son used to watch him when he was smaller. And he's a multi-millionaire. Little kid is. Because he's been on YouTube making videos of playing with toys and reviewing toys and stuff. I'm like, man. Which I don't want to exploit my kids like that though. I don't think it's right, because there's a lot of weird people out there. There's more than I actually thought. That's why that's why you don't see my kids often on these lives, on shorts videos. I try to keep them out of it. But then, you know, I got that one of my son mowing, that short video. And like, so I was like, you know, I haven't taken it down because I'm like, you know, ain't nobody gonna F around with me or my family and get away with it. That cover too. She lives out of town. Okay, Sven. Okay, she lives out of town. Why is she never with you? Never see her with you. Like, how far out of town? Live in the next town, or she live in the town that's 25th town going west, you know? See, 15 minutes away, an hour or 7 hours. I'm interrogating Sven. Summoned into the chat for questioning. I had a subpoena on him so he can come into the chat and question. Based on hypothetical too. You know, I think the perfect answer would be, I don't answer questions. I have the Fifth Amendment right to not answer your questions about why I'm out here in my yard playing with monster trucks in the dirt. Self-incriminate yourself. That's what I love about One day something will happen. I'll show y'all a video of using your rides. One day it will happen. But you can't do it in the truck because you don't have rides. Because it's federal, which I think is a bunch of baloney. But you still have the castle law, depending on which state you're in. I tell y'all, I read law. It's a hobby I have. That's how I know so much about law and what you can and can't do. People throughout my life has always told me, man, you should have been a lawyer. But I'm not. I'm not a lawyer. Something I find interesting. I like to protect myself. Just to hit them with, what do you like to know, weather boy? Yeah, that's a good one. That one don't get old. What do you like to know, weather boy? You got that video, that kid? It's an old video. I seen that. Or is that, there's a movie. Yeah, it's a movie. I can't think of the movie. Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy? We're just now in Calhoun. Goodness, I thought we was down by Cartersville by now. Man, we're gonna be going through Atlanta at the wrong time. Straight out the underground. I got it bad because of the white. Wow. Going to Orlando, Florida, Doug. Man, I have another cigarette. I always exercise the law of it I fit. Right. Yeah, I don't exercise like too many other laws. I read some laws that like are not relevant to me, but it may be relevant to somebody. And sometimes things like that have happened where I've read law and somebody's got some property issue with a neighbor or something, and then I found it useful. But I ain't never had to use it myself. Doug, you're not allowed to hate, man. Don't be hating. You say, I don't like Florida. You don't use the word hate, because hate is a bad, bad word. Plus, like, we think we can hate, but technically you really can't. You can just really dislike, but you can't hate. I'm in Georgia. was sick over the weekend. I'm still coughing. Dislike the freight rates coming out of southern Florida. Sven, where the hell are that? See, we are not allowed to hate. You see how better that sounds though? You dislike it. I dislike it as well. You know, literature was, growing up in school, literature was my favorite subject. Although I can't speak right all the time, because I am from the South. I got an accent and stuff and everything. Plus a little cuckoo. I'd be a little crazy driving trucks, but that's a fact. Yeah, one truck looks like he's all over the road. I've seen a few people look like they all over the road. I don't think some of them slept enough last night. I didn't, but I'm doing okay. I've heard enough, Sven says. I've heard enough stories from other operators to steer clear from there if I ever come to the States. Sven, I think you are in the States, brother. You seem to know an awful lot of stuff about the United States, especially if it comes to freight in Florida. You must follow a lot of American stuff on these platforms in order for you to know these things. I know absolutely nothing about freight in Europe. Nothing. And because a lot of people don't know about the freight rates in Florida, but Florida has always had the crappiest freight rates though. Simply because there's only one way in and one way out. It's always been that way. You can get like a load paying $4 a mile going to Florida, but coming out of Florida you'll get something paying $1 or $2 a mile. It's just the way it is. It's always been that way. Just geographically, that's why. Geographically it's always been that way because of the geographic way of Florida. One way in, one way out. That's why freight rates suck in Florida. Because oftentimes drivers will stay in Florida. Owner-operators will stay down there for a week, man, before they will not leave. Don't go to Florida. That is correct. It is better to deadhead to Georgia and grab a load from there. Yeah. Oftentimes that is true, yeah. So what I I'm gonna do is take this load to Orlando, and I'm a deadhead all the way back to Tennessee. This is unbelievable. Well, truck, you should have known. He's about to climb a hill. You should have been in the right lane. Look at you doing 45 and a 70. I swear that one got no sense. And there's another deer. I was telling somebody the other day, it's like, man, people don't hunt like they used to. That's why you see deer every mile. I saw about 10 deers yesterday on the shoulders from people hitting. Deer population is becoming overpopulated. People don't hunt like they used to. I mean, I don't like I used to did. Trucking interferes with every damn thing. Then by the time you get out of the truck, get home, there's other stuff you gotta do. You ain't got time to wake up, go hunt all damn day.